Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're listening to this from. My name is Christina, your permanent animal communicator, and welcome to this channel, which is all about animal and nature communication, topics around it, explanations, education, and in due course also some case studies, some examples of animals that I've communicated with. I'm looking forward to sharing those with you whilst I start this channel. I want to tackle today the question: what is the difference, pros, cons between working with animals and communicating with them offline versus online? In today's age, of course, more and more professions, more and more industries are going online to reach more and more people. And with some professions, of course, it's not possible. You have to be serving somebody in person. But with animal communication, as you're probably not surprised to hear, online communication is very, very possible. But let's go through the various to the three main types, three main ways of communicating with animals. And the first one, of course, is what we'd call offline, where we are spending time with the animal actually in the vicinity or next to the animal when we're communicating with the dog, cat, horse, donkey, bird, chinchilla, whatever it is, or even wild animals. So the pros, of course, are if you're an animal owner who is watching this and your communicator is here with you and the animal, then it's all very immediate. It's all very intimate. The animal communicator can exchange with your pet, and you may see a reaction immediately. You may be able to ask questions. You may be able to ask for clarifications immediately, and it's literally a very what's the word, flexible, I'd say, process, because even though animal communication is not a sexy spectator sport, you will find, if you have never seen an animal communicator before, that long periods are actually spent in silence, or there certainly will be several pauses, shorter or longer ones, whilst the communicator is tuning in, whilst they're waiting to receive from the animal, whilst perhaps the animal is thinking about their answer, etc. So don't expect it to be a great, big, interesting thing to watch. But of course, being present with an animal allows for any possible immediate reactions to see them, allows the animal owner to ask any clarifications, any clarifying questions, allows for a fluent three-way conversation if you so want, and feedback that can be given to the animal owner and guardian immediately. And as I said, you may even see it with the animal themselves. You may or may not, because during communication with an animal in person, that does not mean that the animal needs to sit there or stand to attention and look at the communicator ready to engage. Not at all. Animals are quite wonderful in us. They can communicate doing whatever they're doing, and you may well find that the communicator is connecting and the animal is leaving the room, or is deciding to go to sleep, or deciding to have a drink, or have some food. So that is all irrelevant. In my experience, certainly animals can communicate whatever they are doing. They do not need to give us our full attention and actually look as if they're talking to us. So that's communicating with an animal communicator, using an animal communicator in person, where the communicator visits and the session takes place there and then. And some of them may, of course, give you a written transcript as well of the session. This may or may not be an extra fee. You'd have to find that out. But it's all very immediate and all very, very fluent, and obviously interesting to watch as well, should there be any visible changes with the animal. Then the second way is to communicate with the animal on the phone, in which case you will submit to the communicator most likely some pictures of your animal, some basic information, and then be given a slot for a phone call. And during this phone call, the communicator will telepathically connect with the animal. So that does not mean that the animal has to be in the same room with you or even next to you, but you'll be given a slot. The communicator is tuning in whilst you're on the phone together. And again, it's a very direct, a very interchangeable, a very fluid engagement, whereby, again, there will be pauses. So be prepared, be really prepared for that slot, and that you have enough time and that you're undisturbed, because just as in person, the communicator will need time to connect with the animal. Some of them may be more ready than others, and more happy to talk than others. But be that as it may, again, it's a very immediate. You can ask questions, you can ask for clarifications during that phone session. And it's all very interactive as well between the three of you, so to speak. You may even see some changes with the animal as well there, even though the communicator, is not directly in the line of vision. And then thirdly, and that's the way I handle it, is the complete online communication. Again, if you visited my website, you will know, or if you've worked with me before, you will know that I ask for a couple of pictures of the animals, one full body, one where I can see their eyes, so I can have a focus of connection. This is not because I'm reading the picture or trying to decipher things in the animal in the background, perhaps, but this is just to give me an area of focus with the animal. And I will also sometimes look at the picture and then put it away and may close my eyes and carry on the communication without a picture. But this online method, of course, is less interactive and less immediate, but it does allow for more flexibility on both sides. You do not have an appointment with the communicator as such. You don't have to be ready for a certain time or reserve a time slot for an hour or so, but you simply submit your information. I have a consultation form on my website, and then I will let you know when your slot is coming up, or roughly when I'll be able to communicate. There are some time frames on my website, but like in all likelihood, I will be able to let you know in a bit more detail. And then, having connected with the animal, I will let you have a report. And of course, that also gives me the flexibility to connect with your animal, with your pet, in my own good time, when I'm ready, when I'm prepared, when it's your slot, so to speak. And I then tune in and receive the answers. And as I said, file this report to you. And this report, by the way, is not a summary. It's more of a guided um, a guided transcript of that communication. So I will often write a report to an animal owner and write a sentence and think, no, that's not how the animal said it. The animal said it differently. So, of course, writing down a whole conversation would be far too long. So it is, of course, summarized and put in a concise fashion. But the spirit of what the animal meant is always with it. So I don't just write a summary as you would in school, but I do really think about every single sentence and that the animal actually goes through that written report that you're given. Yes, there may be clarifications who will then have to be handled afterwards. So it's not as immediate. It's not an immediate interchange as the other two methods, but that's generally not a problem. Of course, some issues require more than one session, or there might be a question that you hadn't thought of before, or something that came up during the first session which you'd like clarification. If that is to do with the original issue, then that will always include it in the fee, and there's no extra to pay. Of course, if it's a different topic, then it's classified as a new session and is payable. But that's basically what the online conversation looks like. Again, it's exactly the same as in person on the phone. It's nothing spectacular. I just sit and focus on the animal, and yeah, no, there's no language taking place because I do it all in my own time. But then, of course, there could be, or there probably will be, communication between us afterwards. And yeah, that was it. If there's another method or how you've come across how an animal communicator works, let me know. But I think these are the three main: in person with the animal, with a phone call, a session via phone call, speaking to the actual animal owner, and an online session where you get a written report. I hope this has helped to clarify and you are able to perhaps have a think about what your preference is. As always, if you'd like to find out more about my work and if you'd like to engage with me, I'll leave my website down below the video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video, what other topics you'd like me to cover, and please like and subscribe to the channel and recommend everyone who you think may benefit from the topic. Thank you.